All right. Welcome to episode 19 of the Bold North Sports Podcast. Today, a little different of a setup. We did this before.
Second pod in the garage.
Not like this. Had the table for a more professional, I guess, look, even though it's just a white, table you see at all your graduation parties and garage sales, yard sales, but it works, So, but a Merry Christmas to all of you. It's the day after. In Minnesota, we got no snow, just rain, which is fine. I don't want to drive in snow at all, but... Oh, okay. By the way, Gophers play today in the Quick Lane Bowl against...
I don't care. I just have nothing else to watch. I should probably hide this so I don't get copyrighted.
Oh, yeah.
It's A-Rod talking right now on the Pat McAfee show.
Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays. Those are...
Oh, yeah, it is Tuesday. It doesn't feel like
It
Tuesday.
does not feel like Tuesday at all. It definitely feels like a Monday, like the week starting, but Christmas was on Monday, so...
Next year's going to be on a Tuesday? I know. Next year's going to be on a Wednesday. Leap year.
Next year? It's a leap year?
I think so.
Really? Okay.
Could be wrong, though.
Yeah. I mean, see, I don't pay attention to that stuff enough.
I don't either.
But it's kind of weird because I always envision Christmas to be on like a Sunday or something like that. I don't know why. Or like just a weekend. But this year it was just really...
It doesn't really matter for me.
Really?
You don't have to
Christmas is Christmas.
Christmas is it. You do whatever you want.
Did it... Okay, so besides the weather, did it actually feel like Christmas for you this year? Was it kind of like... Like, obviously when we get older, it doesn't feel the same, but I don't know.
No.
I don't mean to be a Scrooge or anything, but...
No, I see where you're coming from, but maybe. I guess I don't really know what to say.
Like...
I mean, I feel like crap, and it's the day after Christmas. Like, I wish Christmas was like next week.
Yeah.
Then I could be healthier for Christmas.
I feel like definitely the build-up to Christmas is a lot better than...
like I say, like, Christmas is not even my favorite time. It's like from December 10th to 24th is like the best time.
Yeah, the build-up is... It's kind of like the day where, like, they announce that you don't have school the next day, and the night before is always the best, but the day of, you just, like...
Yeah, the day of kind of sucks.
Yeah.
The night before is great because you just play Xbox all night.
Uh-huh, yeah. So, but yeah, either way, great Christmas, except for the Vikings. Oh.
Yeah.
Give me my crown back for that transition. That was...
King
of transitions over here.
Back.
Oh, I never gave it up, I suppose.
You just want to... Let's just cut the Band-Aid off here for viewers.
Yeah.
It's over. We're not making the playoffs. It's over.
Yeah.
It's... Me and Cam still are debating to go to the game on Sunday or Saturday. It's Sunday, right? Or
Sunday,
Yep. Sunday?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's TJ's done for the year. DJ Wadham's done for the year.
Yeah.
Addison probably won't play this week. So it's over. There's no point to make the playoffs right now. What are you gonna do? Go to San Francisco or Philly and try to win? No, without your best player.
Yeah. Kirk is.
I mean, the two times we played those teams before, we beat one of them, and then the other time, kind of got hosed by the refs a little bit.
Yeah.
But you can't walk in there with Nick Mullins or Jaron Hall and expect to win. Just lose out. Hopefully everything goes well and get a top 5 pick.
Yeah, you got to think about it in the sense of, like, Kirk Cousins is our most valuable player. I mean, and it showed. I mean, having a competent quarterback who is able to make the throws that Nick Mullins and Josh Dobbs couldn't.
But you know who could make those throws that we haven't seen yet?
Jaron Hall.
My boy Jaron,
I'm not entirely sure why he hasn't gotten the opportunity yet.
Just going to say this. The amount of times I've seen Jaron Hall get hyped up and the amount of times we hyped him up, he's not going to be half as good as we think he is.
No.
It's just going to be fun to watch. But
yeah.
I think like half the people on Twitter think he's going to like walk on water and the season's going to be back. But it's like he is also a rookie, and the first drive he had, he walked into a concussion.
Yeah.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but...
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
It can't get worse than Nick Mullins.
Right.
It just can't be.
Yeah. Does that look tilted?
Nah, it's good.
Is it perfect? I'm afraid that's going to, like, pull it, but Oh, well.
No, we're good.
Nah, it should be all right. Yeah, I mean, Twitter is gonna expect a lot from Journal, which sucks.
But what we've said we haven't had this conversation in a while because we've kind of, if you think about it, the whole year we've been right in the middle. Like that 4-game winning streak didn't really put us anywhere, and then now we're 1-4 in our last 5.
Right.
We haven't ever had a chance this year, as much as we think we've had. But remember, like the beginning when we were 1-4, 0-3, and we said like when you pick a rookie quarterback, you can't have any expectations. That's the same thing. If it's a big if Jaron Hall gets the call this week and next week, like it's a big if, but he can't have any expectations. Like he can go out there and throw for 4 interceptions. I won't even be mad.
Yeah.
Because it's his first start if he can play the whole game. Because you don't really count the one drive in Atlanta as a start.
Mm-hmm.
But if he plays the one game and throws 4 interceptions, it's a lot more easy to watch than to watch Nick Mullins and Josh Dobbs, who's been in the league 5+ years, do it.
Yeah, it's hard to watch Nick Mullins because he looks like a rookie sometimes, and that's frustrating because you got a guy who's been in the system for at least 2-3 years now, and
2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Kevin O'Connell's only been here for 2 years.
Right. Yeah, so this year and last year, and that's part of the reason why they started him, because he knew the system so well, but his mechanics are just so flawed sometimes. I mean, his accuracy isn't great. He makes poor decisions. I mean, his one read that he makes is usually the one that's taken in double coverage, while the other 3 guys have their hands up saying, hey, I'm wide open.
Or when you throw it to 4 guys instead of a wide open Brandon Powell.
Yeah, I mean, that was a punt. That one, it was the 4th down.
I wasn't mad about that one. But
yeah.
The other 3 were bad.
Right.
Like, really bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where you're just kind of like, you're a veteran. Like, you shouldn't. I know you're a backup, and backups are backups for a reason.
Backups, you're not. I felt like when Mullins shows his interceptions, he's trying to do too much. When you're a backup quarterback, you come in there, you take what's given to you, and you try to win the game. Like, you try to game manage the game as best as you can. But yeah, it's like I was saying before with Nick Mullins. When you're a backup quarterback, you take what's given to you, and you don't try to be like the superhero. And the 3 of the 4 interceptions, he was trying to play superhero ball. Like the last one where we lost the game, where he was throwing it in the quadruple coverage. As good as Jefferson is, I don't think 4 guys he can catch the ball still.
Yeah, he saw Jefferson make that Buffalo Bills identical play that he made last year and was like, yeah, let's do it again.
It was the same play, too. Did you hear about that?
The same route?
KJ said it was the same play they called in Buffalo.
Oh, really?
I didn't even realize it was 4th down.
Yeah.
I thought it was 3rd down. So I was like...
No, it was 3rd down.
Okay,
yeah, it was
I was right then.
3rd and 27, yeah.
What are we doing here? Trying to get it all. I was like...
Yeah.
Get half of it. Get half on the next play, but...
Yeah.
I guess I was wrong.
Yeah, but it must have been called to the other side, then I'm assuming. Because last year in Buffalo it was called to the right side, and then this time it was to the left side.
Well, if you think about it, they were going opposite ways, too.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because Buffalo, they were coming back the other way, and this year they were going the other way.
Really?
Yeah. I think so, at least.
From the way that we see it, they were both going this way. But, like, if you look at the field, it's different. Because the logo might be, like, flipped or something like that. I don't know.
No, I think I'm right.
TV view, they both were going this way to this way. Okay, well, we're okay. TV view, from your angle, they were going this way.
This year or last year?
Both.
No, this year they were going this way. Because I was sitting in this end zone back here, and they were going away from me when he caught it.
See, this is a problem because you watched it in person and I watched it on TV, so it's going to be different.
Yeah, so...
think about the logo. The logo is going to switch.
They were on the Viking sideline. Like, he was on the Viking sideline going to the opposite field as the Diggs miracle catch was. And Buffalo was coming... If the Buffalo game was played in Minnesota, they were coming my way.
Either way... Buffalo's was caught on the right sideline.
Yeah, and...
JJ's was caught on the left sideline.
Yeah. I don't know why we just went down this rabbit hole.
I don't know. It's just different because you watched the game and you saw specifically where it was. I only saw it on TV where.
Oh yeah, it was right by the Norseman logo.
Yeah, it's just the one angle the entire time. So yeah. I can only go one direction.
Oh yeah, true. That's right.
Mm-hmm. See, you get all the angles and all that stuff.
And all the brutal reads by Nick Mullins made.
Yeah, that last pass was horrible. I mean, it was bad. I mean, that was him stepping up in the pocket, and when he let that thing go and it just started wobbling through the air, I was like, that's getting picked.
You know what else is bad?
What?
TJ being done for the year.
Dude, that sucks. Kirby Joseph, man. I mean, I get it. That's a football play, but, I mean, you don't have to put your helmet right into his knee.
I'm sorry. I'm just sick of talking about Nick Mullins. We both know that he shouldn't be the starter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, at this point, like I told you, it's you are worried about, like, the tanking aspect of it. Like you said, like, you don't want to make it known that you're tanking the last 2 weeks. Yeah. But Jaron Hall is the least tanking move you can go.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, because what is Mullins and Dobbs' record combined? 2-6?
Yeah, because...
No, not 2-6. Because what we're 7-8. Kirk went down when we were 4-4.
Dobbs went... Okay, so they both played... Okay, so Dobbs technically started against Vegas, which means he got the win. So Dobbs is 3-2. Mullins is like... I think Mullins is like 0-2 plus the Vegas game, which he technically did drive us down the field and get us in the field.
So give the win to Mullins.
Okay, so Mullins is 1-2. Dobbs is 2.
Just put them together. Combine them together.
3-4, 3-5.
So
Dobbs was Atlanta and New Orleans, and then lost against Denver and Chicago. So that's 2-2. And then Mullins, if you credit him the win against Vegas, he's 1-2. So 3-4.
Because when Kirk went down, were we on a 3-game winning streak, or was it 4? Because we were 0-3 at a point, right?
Yeah.
And then we got to 4-4 with Kirk.
Lost to Tampa Bay, Philadelphia, LA, beat the Bears. So we were 0-3 to start out the first 3 games.
Because then Jefferson got hurt in the Chargers game, right?
Chiefs game. Week 5.
Okay.
Because then he didn't play against... Well,
because I remember the Bears... Because I went to the first Bears game, and that was the first game we didn't have Jefferson.
Yeah, so the week before was Kansas City.
Oh, so we went... No, so we were 0-4?
Yeah.
I don't think we were 0-4 at a point.
We didn't have Jefferson for... I know we had Jefferson against Kansas City.
Yeah, because he got hurt in Kansas City. He got hurt in Kansas City.
Right. So we played LA. Who did we get our first win against? It was the Bears, right?
Yeah, but we didn't have Jefferson in that game. So we were 0-4? That doesn't seem right. I don't think we were 0-4 at a point.
Okay, so Tampa Bay, Philly, LA. Who did we play in week 4?
Okay. So Carolina.
Okay.
Carolina's the game we're missing.
Okay.
Because we lost to Tampa, lost to Philly, lost to San Diego or LA, whatever you want to call them. Then we beat the Panthers by 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then we lost to Kansas City by 7. Shouldn't have. The refs boned us again. And then we beat the Bears, and then we went on that streak. So we were on a 3-game winning streak with Kirk when he went down.
So we were...
And then, now here's where I'm getting to the point. So we played Atlanta. Jaron got hurt. We won by 3. Mm-hmm. Dobbs actually did something that game. Then the Saints game, we won 27-19. Then we lost to the Broncos by 1. Then we lost to the Bears. We barely beat the Raiders. Then we lost, obviously, the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You think about it, like, the Broncos game.
Well, we've lost the last 3 weeks. Lost against the Bears.
Yeah, we were on a...
Oh, you're talking about the Raiders, sorry.
We're actually on a 4... No, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, that Vegas game, I don't even really consider a win.
No, that was...
How bad the game was. So if you take that game away, we're on a 5-game losing streak right now.
Yeah. That's not good.
Not at all. But another thing I want to talk about, you know how the Lions won the division?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're sitting here. I'm 19, you're 20. So
Yeah.
our whole lifetime, they have been irrelevant.
Yeah.
The amount of crap they are talking on Twitter right now is, like, insane.
Yeah.
It is insane. You beat us with the refs, and look at all the guys we didn't have. I don't want to, like, come on here and have excuses, but I'm 19 years old, and every single time that we play the Lions, you win. Like, that's what it was. Like, they're a free win. And now they're good for 1 year, and they're not even good.
No.
I don't think they're good. Like, them being did you see NFL Power Rankings today?
Number 3, yeah.
Like, that is insane. They barely beat us.
I know.
Like, with our fourth quarterback of the year.
Right. Yeah,
Have you seen that, like, on Twitter?
Yeah.
It's just, like, the amount of, like, how are you coming on here after being silent since 1993? Mm-hmm. And now you win one division title, and now it's all... If you look the last time they won a division title, Tampa Bay was in our division. How the hell does that even make sense?
It's called the NFC Central.
Yeah, how does that even make sense? Tampa Bay is in Florida. How does that even make remotely sense?
Uh-huh. I don't know. We could talk on and on about how the divisions don't make sense and how the Cowboys are in the East and or the Chiefs are in the West.
If you think about it, where would Dallas go though?
Dallas would be in the South, NFC South, and then you could put like Carolina in the East or something like that.
It's kind of good the way it is.
It's fine, yeah. I mean, it's
that
not
division is better. I mean,
not going to be perfect.
Because if Dallas was in the South, they'd win it every year, and Philly would win their division every year.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. But yeah, just back to that note on the Lions fans thinking they're like awesome now. It's like 1 year doesn't change your history. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, let them have their moment. Let them have it. First team they play, they'll be exposed, just like we were.
Rams.
Yeah, I mean the Rams.
I hope it is Stafford now.
Well,
for our sake, like we said, I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. We have to have a lot to go right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, we don't even know who's gonna start this week at quarterback. Mm-hmm. I don't need to see that in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is probably the first time in a long time where, like, I don't know if I want. I'm always gonna be supportive. I'm always gonna want us to win.
I'm not like this is what we had this. I think we had this conversation earlier in the year.
Yeah.
When we were as bad as we were and like all the tanking stuff. I never want them to lose. Like I always root for them to win. If they win, I'm not mad.
But sometimes you got to be real and understand that this team.
But if they do lose these next 2 games, I do not care, and I will not be mad either way the outcome.
Yeah.
I mean, I never want to lose to Green Bay. Like that's one of the things. Is like. I got Detroit. I guess I'll lose to them this year to get them their cherries, give them their flowers.
Right.
But if you beat Green Bay, I won't be mad at all. Mm-hmm. I hate Green Bay. That's our biggest rival.
Yeah.
So, I mean, plus you're playing Jordan Love this week. It can't be that hard to win either.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, back to, like, what we were saying. Like, you know, I'm never going to not root for us. But you got to be real at times and understand that this team is just not ready.
It's not there.
And we're not a full team without Hawk, without Addison, without Kirk, without who knows how long Byron Murphy's out for. You know, we're so depleted in a lot of areas that we're just not going to be able to compete. It's, you know, it's kind of like FSU right now. You know how they didn't make it. You know, and it's kind of like, why should we? It's because Kirk Cousins is the guy he's the missing piece.
Kirk's a glue. Like,
yeah.
That's the way we're like. Everybody says like that's the thing. That's the other thing I've seen on Twitter a lot is like you go on there and it's like the Vikings were 1-4 with Kirk at a point. Mm-hmm. It's like when Kirk got hurt, that's the best football we were playing all year.
Yeah,
the defense was on fire, and that's the point where Kirk's in there. Kirk needs 3 touchdowns. We win all these games.
Yeah,
like look at Denver. We scored 20 points, lost by 1.
Yeah.
like all these games, it's like if we have Kirk, I hate to say it, but we're not in the position we are right now. Like this, like that Sunday is another example of we don't lose that game if 8's back there. I mean, it's just that simple.
Yeah, and you got to look at it from this perspective of, like, the Flores defense was still getting used to everything. I mean, they were still trying to figure out what worked for them and what didn't. And so it is kind of tough against that Tampa Bay game. And then also you look at the fact that the offense just couldn't hold on to the ball either. Nope. It's not like Kirk was throwing interceptions. He was throwing near 400 yards a game, 3 touchdowns. I mean, Kirk was doing everything he could.
It wasn't Kirk's fault. It was just the defense wasn't ready yet. I didn't even really realize it. I think the reason we started so slow is the play calling.
Could be.
And the game management.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's an overlooked thing that we go back to. And like, we're 1-3, but back then we were having conversations about why is the play calling this bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it, though, because it's good for Kevin O'Connell, because now we'll see what they do in the offseason, facing adversity of not making the playoffs.
Yeah, and you got a lot of guys that you got to retain this year, and you got a lot of money that you potentially you're gonna have to spend. You're gonna have to say goodbye to some guys.
Who do you think you say goodbye to?
22. It hurts,
I don't think he will though, because he's a tenured Viking. I don't know. I think he might take it, but other than that, I get rid of anybody else. Yeah. I think that's the hardest conversation you're gonna have. Mm-hmm. But the one thing is now that we're thinking about this, if everything goes right. Me and you both seen this. We can get the 5th pick in the draft. What do you do at 5?
You listen to calls, that's for sure. You definitely listen to calls.
Because at 5, if you take a quarterback, it's kind of hard to bring back Kirk. I just thought of this.
Right.
Because if you want to keep Kirk around, you have to build around Kirk to win.
Yeah. Well,
and that goes back to the point of, like, at 5, and it all depends on who's above you.
Yeah.
Because if Carolina's not, because it'll be Chicago, New England.
Chicago, New England, New York might be there.
And all 3 of those teams are going to take quarterbacks.
You think the Jets are going to take a quarterback? Zach, they're going to trade away Zach, you think?
They already said they're going to trade away Zach.
Is New York that high?
No.
Arizona's up there.
And they have Houston's pick as well.
Yeah.
I would look it up.
And then
God, my phone is cold.
It's cold here. New England is up there.
That's a quarterback.
And okay. Oh, whoa, a little mock draft action. Whoa.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so the Bears, like, here's the thing about the Bears. It's like Justin Fields can be worth a lot, I think. Maybe.
No. Not a first.
I don't know, because, like...
It'd be like 2 2s and maybe like a 5, I think.
I mean, that's still good value. I mean...
But I don't know, I think Chicago's dumb if you don't take a quarterback, because it resets the QB contract.
Yeah, it does.
That's how you build a team, though.
And you also get an extra year as well, with
2 years.
2 years, yeah. So, yeah. Arizona, Marvin Harrison, that's solid.
I don't think it's going to be Harrison.
I think Harrison might go 1, if I'm being honest. Chicago is a horrible receiving room. I mean, him and DJ Moore would be insane.
Yeah, because Darnell Mooney can't catch.
Yeah, Mooney, what happened? Mooney had, like, 1 solid year where he was, like, showing his potential.
He had 2 decent
2 solid
years.
ones that he was showing his potential.
Dude, he didn't do anything against us this year. Like, anything.
No.
I mean, the second game, nobody did anything against us.
Nobody did anything about it against anybody.
Crap of a game.
Yeah.
But, like, if you think about it, so Chicago won that QB, maybe.
Yeah.
Big maybe. Arizona, why would they pay Kyler at their current state they're in?
Right.
That could be Drake May.
Arizona's a huge project in the making. That's for sure.
They picked the wrong coach.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
They picked Murr from Impractical Jokers. Yeah.
But then who's 3 on this?
3 is Washington, actually. And they have Drake May, which Sam Howell was just benched for Brissett. And, I like the move, I guess. But, like, I'd give Howell at least...
That's another thing, dude, this is hypothetical, though. But if they go quarterback there, trade for Sam Howell.
Yeah, I mean, I don't...
that's just another thing is, like, Sam Howell's young enough, and that's an option if you are pro Kirk, like many people are. Like, he's not getting any money, especially because he's a late-round pick of a couple years ago.
Yeah, you said this last year, trade for Zach Wilson.
Yeah, it's not. If you
needs,
sit him behind Kirk,
he needs someone to develop him. Nobody in that Jets organization, other than Aaron Rodgers, is going to develop him.
But if you think about it, Rodgers hasn't really done his job this year. Rodgers has been so far away from the team. You know what I mean?
Well, Rodgers, he felt bad for Zach Wilson having to start because he was planning on being that mentor the entire year and showing him all this stuff, and all of a sudden Zach got forced right back into the action after 3 plays.
I don't know. I think any quarterback like that you could trade for, because if you do get 5 or if you do get 10 and you pick a quarterback, you're kind of wasting a pick on Kirk essentially, because if you're all about winning next year with Kirk, take the best player available.
So let's say, probably won't happen. Let's just say Marvin Harrison falls to 5. Are you mad at Kwesi for doing that? Because
I don't. That's the same. Okay, if you think about it, it's the same thing, but not really as Seattle what they did last year.
Yeah.
Because they took JSN at 20.
Yeah.
But Harrison's a better prospect. And he's better than JSN.
Harrison's arguably the best prospect in this draft.
Okay, so you say that. What if you take him at 5 and you trade Jefferson?
Well, then you
looming his contract.
Then you reset. Yeah.
If you loom his contract, because you're gonna have to pay him, even though he is the best receiver in football.
So you got 2 wide receivers pretty much identically on the same rookie timeline as far as contracts.
Or, like I said last year, do you try to trade Addison for a first-round pick?
I don't think so. I mean, it'd be cool. It'd be very cool to have Marvin Harrison. But the problem is JJ is worth 3, maybe even 4 first-round picks.
But that's the other thing is, if, like my dad said it watching the Chiefs game yesterday, why don't you just trade him to Kansas City? I don't want to trade him to Kansas City because that's 32 every year. Yeah, that's not a first-round pick.
No, that's not a team that you... Yeah. I mean, if you're going to trade him to a team you look here, you trade him to a team like
Chicago.
Washington or Chicago.
If you trade him to Chicago, but that's the thing, though. The type of player Jefferson, you get one essentially very high pick.
Yeah.
The year you trade him. But after that, they're going to progressively go back in the draft. Mm-hmm. Just because that's the type of impact he has. And especially if you go to a team like Chicago where they already have the other wide receiver, that instantly makes your offense so much better.
Yeah. And then another one.
What if you trade Jefferson to Miami for Tyreek Hill and 2 firsts?
Well, Tyreek.
No, not Tyreek. I mean Waddle.
Yeah, Tyreek is going to be done.
Would you do that with Miami and Waddle?
Waddle, yeah, because he's like 23, 24, but he is also due he was picked the same year as Jefferson. Or no, a year after.
Year before.
After. He was 2021. Him and Devontae Smith were in the same draft.
He went 5, didn't he?
Yeah. Because that was 6. Because that was the trade that Howie Roseman. That's the trade that Howie Roseman made with Miami, where they traded 6 for 12 and a future first.
Okay.
And then they traded back up to get Devontae Smith.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I forget about all the trades that smart man does. That's what I hate, is that he's a GM of that team.
Him and John Lynch are the 2 best executives in football right
now. Oh, I know. It's
John Lynch. I don't know how it's that good.
John Lynch, he used to be a football player. He knows exactly what to go after. Howie's just a smart man, and he just...
And Kwesi's all about analytics.
Kwesi's all about analytics and giving first-round busts second chances.
God, did you watch Kyle Hamilton last night?
That guy got illegally chop blocked, laid on the ground for like 3 seconds, got up and picked the ball off.
He is so good, and I don't know... We could have had the ND bloodline safeties.
And that's the thing that I'll never understand, is if it was a schematic reasoning for not picking him. Or...
But if you think about it, if you pick him, you never get to see Bynum out, and you probably never get to see Metellus out. Yeah. So who would you rather have? Essentially, if it comes down to that, I think Metellus still finds his way in the field, but it's more of a Bynum thing.
Yeah, because Bynum is having his best season. He should be a Pro Bowler this year. But you look at it, you got Harrison Smith mentoring already, which he's now Kyle Hamilton, at least a top 3 safety in the league. I mean, it made sense. It made perfect sense to have 2 guys from Notre Dame, one being an established Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, right?
The problem is
if they're comparing him to Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, I mean, Harrison, the only reason is because he doesn't have any rings, he doesn't have all these accolades or whatever, but I mean, he is a Pro Bowler. You know, he's the longest tenured Viking on the team so far, being his
You mean Hall of Famer
13th season. You know, but it would have made perfect sense. Now you got Lewis Seen, who doesn't even dress anymore.
He ain't going to be on the team next year.
No, and that sucks.
Like Theo Jackson was playing on Sunday. It's Theo Jackson's good, but somebody wearing 14 would be so much more dynamic in this defense.
And that draft was, that 2022 class was loaded pretty well. I mean, the quarterbacks sucked, but Kyle Hamilton was the number 2 guy in that draft, at least as far as what I saw. And I thought this makes perfect sense. He fell, this is great. All of a sudden I see that yellow trade template come up, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. And Detroit comes up, takes Jameson Williams.
I didn't even realize, it doesn't really affect it that much, but we traded Watson to Green Bay essentially too.
We did, yeah. We traded.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And that draft class isn't even good. Last 2 draft class, this draft class is kind of good.
This draft class is insane.
I think our last one from last year.
Oh,
Are you talking the draft class coming up?
Which one?
I'm talking I was saying our draft class is last year. Our last year draft class.
Last year's was great.
But I think it's saved because of Ivan Pace.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's you can't judge it right away, but you look at the potential. This draft class is actually pretty good. Because Addison's living up to expectations.
Let's go right now. Addison, A.
Yeah, Addison's 100%. An A. You look because Addison with Kirk, oh my God, he would have had 1,000 yards right now. I mean,
dude, that's why we can sit here. We think about this all the time. You have to re-sign Kirk because you have to see this out.
Yeah,
you just have to. I mean, the way we were playing, and the way it is looking now, Flores isn't going to get a head coaching job
probably
because that lawsuit's staying open.
Hopefully,
which I love.
Yeah,
and just like I said. Didn't I say this earlier in the year? I said, pick best player available on defense and let's run it back.
Yeah.
And honestly, at 5, take Chop Henderson from Penn State and let Daniil walk. What's he projected?
Chop Robinson is at 20.
So that's in our ballpark. Because we're probably right now we're thinking 11 to 16. Would you say?
Realistically, yeah.
What are the prospects looking at?
We're Jerzon Newton.
What are we on that one? What are we?
15.
15.
Jared Verse, Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
Oh my God. Look.
I told you this a month ago. I love this kid.
You think about a corner room with Byron Murphy, Caleb Evans, Mekhi Blackman, and Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Evans, you can't really.
Evans is tough because Evans is such a raw player that needs. I think he still needs more time. I think he can be something great, but he needs more time.
And I think the other thing is, this brings me back to when we had Rhodes. When Rhodes was really good, and the way Waynes came in. Because when we picked Waynes when we did, Rhodes was a top 5 corner.
Oh yeah,
in that time,
the best corner I've ever seen on the Vikings.
He had a mentor in Rhodes. Waynes did, and now Byron Murphy's a good corner, but he's not an established corner. If you think about it, an established corner, we got him for $10 million a year. That's not the Jalen Ramsey or the Pat Surtains of the world. Mm-hmm. So I think if Evans would have a legit mentor. He kind of did last year in Pat Pete.
Yeah.
But Pat Pete's on-field play didn't speak for itself.
Right.
Because he's past his prime. I just think, we should sign or get a good corner to mentor him, if you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because I think that's why Waynes was so good. It's the mentorship.
Dallas Turner would be fun if Daniil left. Nate Wiggins from Clemson. That would be solid. Cooper DeJean is... it's an interesting one. I mean, he's a freak athlete. Cooper DeJean is. Problem is that he got hurt, a season-ending injury. So I'm not entirely sure how much that's going to affect his draft stock. But if you don't know, Gophers fans, Cooper DeJean was the guy who called for a fair catch.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was that guy.
I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
So let's go back. We got to go back to our draft grades.
Okay. So Mekhi Blackman, 3rd round, because we didn't have.
Well, actually, no. So Addison, we both said A,
it's
right?
An A. Yeah, for sure.
Round 2, Hawkinson, A.
Yeah, that is technically.
It's another A.
It's an A++. Yeah.
Except it sucks because hopefully it's just his. I hate to say this. Hopefully it's just his ACL because then he'll be back.
Yeah,
for
it'll
next
be
year.
At least midway through.
But if you think about it too, I've come to this conclusion as well. If TJ is not ready for the start of the year, you have to go get another tight end. Yeah. Josh Oliver being your starting tight end to catch the ball does not work.
Yeah.
It just does not work. If it's Muse, if it's Johnny Munt, I don't know. You have to either pick one or sign one for a Band-Aid. If it's a reunion with Irv Smith, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
But you just have to go out and get somebody because Josh Oliver's here to block. And we made that very clear at the beginning of the year that he's here to block and holding apparently because he holds at least once a game.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny Munt, everybody forgot about him. I think he's still good, but running the season out with Johnny Munt and Josh Oliver as your starting tight ends doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
Even with the dangerous weapons you have on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
So
when I saw Johnny Munt running that corner route and trying to make a contested catch, I was like, this cannot be the move going forward. But
I'm just like, if that's Hawkinson, that's a catch, and we look like geniuses, or KO looks like a genius.
Yeah.
But it's Johnny Munt. It's not the top 5 tight end that TJ is.
Right.
So now we go to 3rd round.
Mekhi Blackman. So far, it's a B.
I give it a B, B+. Yeah. I think the beginning of the year he didn't play, and I think that's what kind of stunted his growth.
Right.
And now that we're kind of seeing him, there's been some plays. The Denver game
was tough.
And then the T. Higgins touchdown.
Celebrating
both of those
early.
plays stick out.
Yeah.
If those plays don't happen, he might even be in the A conversation.
Right.
I just think those 2 plays were big-time game decision plays, and he was kind of just standing there. And you're in the NFL for a reason. You've been playing football long enough. You know you don't just stand around and watch the ball. You go in and hit them. If it's a flag, it's a flag, honestly. Like in the Cortland Sutton play, instead of just watching them, just shove them out of bounds.
Right.
And make it 1st and goal from the 1. You have 4 plays to stop them instead of just watching it go over your head.
Right.
And I know Cortland Sutton's bigger than him, but still.
Yeah. Just got to be. A lot of our corners have had that issue this year with jump balls. They're not ready for it, and they get lost and caught up in the
corner room is so young.
Oh, it is young.
That's the biggest. I think that's the youngest position in the group, other than receiver, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, both of them are. Blackman's 21, Caleb is 22, Murphy's 25.
Nate Williams, what's he? Or the kid we signed?
Jalen Williams, he's an undrafted free agent.
He might be good.
Yeah, bullshit flag that was thrown at him.
The refs have been bad for the Vikings all year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And then Andrew Booth is 22, 23, and yeah, Najee Thompson, I guess you want to call him a corner.
He doesn't really play.
No. Yeah. Great special teams guy.
Okay, so who was our 4th round?
4th round was Jaquelin Roy. You got to give him a chance because when he plays, he has that one
B-.
play. Yeah, I mean, right now it's
B-, C+.
It's more potential, I would say, for sure.
I mean, it's another thing of like, hey, why is Harrison Phillips flying over him? Because Jaquelin Roy's better, in my opinion.
Well, Harrison has played it actually. He's been pretty solid this year. I'm not going to lie.
I know,
he's on the smaller end of the spectrum as far as defensive tackles, and Jaquelin's exactly what you want.
Harrison Phillips might be a cap casualty.
Could be. He's still young. That's the thing. He's technically entering his prime at 27, but you look at Jaquelin Roy, and
he's
the
22.
dude is a stud. An absolute stud.
But this is the other thing of me and you. We're more in depth than a lot of people. Is he actually good, or do we think he's just good because he plays for the Vikings? Like, did the college tape jump off the screen? Because you got to think at the end of the day, he was a 4th round rookie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Daniil was a 3rd round rookie.
True. And Daniels.
Stephon
But
Diggs was a
Daniels
fifth-round rookie.
freak athlete. And
You know?
Zimmer just needed to teach him how to rush the quarterback.
Right. You know.
And that's...
There's a lot of raw talent there that you just got to mold into a great defensive player. So, 5th round, Jaron Hall. You don't know. You really don't know.
I think you gave it a question mark.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, honestly, though, but you can sit here and give it an F. Because why hasn't he been playing? He's been healthy for the last 3 weeks, and there's still a reason that he's not playing.
Yeah.
Like, this just goes back to he's a rookie this year. Why not start your guy? Mm-hmm. You can sit here and baffle off about this all day.
Yeah.
Why not start your guy that you picked in the 5th round? Mm-hmm. If you weren't going to play him, then why pick him?
Right.
Just sign him as an undrafted free agent.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know. You're going to have to bring up the rest because I kind of forgot who. It's all right.
Shoot.
Once you get to that 6th and 7th round,
we don't care.
It's guys you just, you're like, oh, there he is.
The Gopher game is officially on, Cam.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Been looking forward to it. But I don't know. I think Kwesi actually did really well with this draft, if I'm going to be completely honest, especially with, landing Ivan Pace in the undrafted part of the draft.
Vikings 2023 draft picks. Round 1, Jordan Addison, USC junior. Round 3, Mekhi Blackman, redshirt senior.
Yeah, he's old. He actually is old. He's 24, now that I think about it. Blackman's 24.
You missed a pick, Cam.
What?
Round 4, pick 134, Jay Ward.
Oh, yeah. Jay Ward.
C.
Yeah.
C.
Would have gotten a C plus if it wasn't for those offsides.
Stay on sides.
Stay on sides, yeah.
Except for he made a nice little tackle yesterday.
He did have a nice tackle yesterday. Yeah, special teams, he's pretty solid when he's on the correct side of the ball.
Wow. We didn't have a 6th-round pick.
Oh, we didn't? I think we traded back, didn't we?
The 7th round, we took Dwayne McBride, F.
Yeah, he's stuck on the practice squad. He's got no speed. He's got power, but he's got no speed. And he didn't really show any flashes of, hey, you should put me on the 53-man in preseason. So it was mostly Ty Chandler who was running preseason pretty much.
And now we know why Ty Chandler was running preseason, because Ty Chandler is him.
Should be the number one.
Another casualty. Touchdown, Bowling Green.
Already?
Yeah. Oh, shoot. You have some stuff left in your bubbler?
No.
Justin Wally. Put that over here so we can hold it up.
Wally?
Not there.
It's empty. It's okay.
Yeah. How long have we been spitting on here for, you think?
I would say
30 minutes?
Half hour, yeah.
We got another half hour.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're not done.
We'll touch on the old Wolves here briefly. This is going to be mainly Viking.
Well, you don't want to talk about Ivan Pace? What grade he is?
We don't need to talk about him. He's him. He is daddy.
Y'all done fucked up.
He said that, dude. He said that.
He said it.
I remember this is probably like peak me and Cam being a Viking fan. Me and Cam both followed him in the training camp on Instagram. Him and Andre Carter were like, these guys are gonna be studs. We know it. And then now it's fun to see because you slowly go on there and see more and more people follow them.
Yeah.
And me and Cam were like,
away.
We were the first two to follow him.
Right away. I was so high on Ivan Pace. I saw his film and then. Yeah, the dude's small, but he got in on every play in the backfield. And
like I keep saying, the one he's obviously an A plus.
Oh yeah.
The one thing that makes me a little mad with the front office is they always said they were so high on him, and that's why they paid him so much to be a UDFA. Mm-hmm. Why not just pick him then?
Yeah.
In the 5th round, even if he's a 5th round rookie right now, he's still an A plus.
Then you don't have to get in a bidding war with other.
He might
teams.
be an S after that if you picked him in the. Honestly, I don't get it. They kept saying, you've seen it too. They just kept saying oh, this is such a good UDFA. People don't know how good he is. Then why pass on him? And now if you look back at it, pick him instead of Jaron Hall because Jaron Hall hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
Andre Carter's also an A.
Andre Carter, yeah, he made the 53. He hasn't played much, but He's got good potential for being 6'7". He just has to create a little bit more of a bag when in his pass rushing arsenal.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, it's I can't believe we're talking about draft season already, but this is kind of a pivotal part of building the team. You know, if we could just be a co-op GM, I mean, I think we'd kill it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm texting somebody.
Oh?
Okay. It's the group chat that you're in.
Oh.
We were talking about somebody that's engaged.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, I don't know how.
We don't need
yeah,
it. We will say thank you for your service, though.
Yeah. And congrats.
On the engagement.
Yeah. And is he 18 or 19?
I don't know. We're 19 and 20. Yeah. He's a year younger than us.
Yeah.
Anyway, we gotta go back. So
yeah, you know.
Let's bring it in. The Gophers football team sucks. We haven't really said much about them, but I don't know why we're wearing Gopher stuff. Because we're sports fans, heart and heart. Yeah. I gambled on this game.
You did?
No, I'm kidding. I was gonna say if I gambled on this game, I am delusional.
Yeah, that's
Gopher football sucks. The T-Wolves. We're the best team in the NBA.
Yeah,
I don't know. Much. I really don't know what the hell is going on. This team is like legitly amazing right now.
Yeah, I think
Edwards is awesome. Like Edwards is insane. Yeah. Rudy is playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
Cat is playing out of his mind. Cat's defense is being unreal right now.
Right.
The Mike Conley and Nah trade last year is maybe like the greatest trade in Minnesota sports history.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is going so well. Who cares that we don't have a 2027 first-round pick? Honestly, though.
I haven't thought about it once.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, this is insane.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't know. And I think, like, next year, this is the best part about this. This team is set up for success in the future as well.
Yeah.
Because that Jalen Clark and Leonard Miller, the two kids he picked in the draft this year, both are hurt. One's hurt off of an Achilles, and the other's playing in the G League. Yeah. Both those kids are going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
And put those in for depth, just running it.
Yeah, because, I mean, you look at the guys, the only old guys on the, I mean, Conley, yeah. Cat's getting up there.
I think Conley is the easiest one to replace.
Yeah.
Because it's a point guard in the NBA, and he doesn't really have to do much because the other guard is so good.
Right.
And he just has to kind of run the offense and let Five do his thing.
Yeah.
Just get out of Five's way and let Five win or lose games.
You look at everybody's ages, you know, Ant's under 25, Jaden's under 25, Nas under 25, Nas is under 25, and then you look at Cat's 28, 29.
Still.
Rudy's 31, so...
Still, dude, it's the NBA.
Right.
Al Horford's playing productive minutes at 37.
Yeah, your prime lasts from like 25, 26 to like 34.
Look at LeBron. I mean, it's LeBron's not LeBron's not a normal athlete, but like that's going to be Edwards.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to get Edwards a ring early, and so in like 10 years we could argue that Ant's the greatest player of all time. Because I will die on that hill.
I will spend. Here's the thing: like when it comes to
you buy an Edwards jersey yet?
No, but I gotta get on that old DH gate and.
I'm buying one. I already have one. I have the Ant one. The guy who's number one.
Oh, okay.
But I think I'm gonna buy a Team USA jersey of Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, you've been saying that for
I love Edwards.
A little while here. Yeah.
I remember. I will not. He'll bring this up. The draft night when we picked him, I did not want him.
Yeah, because
we
the whole report about him maybe not liking.
And me and you were in the age range of when LaMelo like broke YouTube.
Oh yeah, Chino Hills.
Yeah, like that was. Uh-huh. I'm sure you wanted Melo a little bit too, just because of.
Yeah, but when I saw Ant, I mean, Ant is just that pure athleticism guy, and I mean. His shooting has definitely gotten better, but, like, the dude just can fly.
Dude, he's so good. I don't... There's nothing else to say. He's so good.
But also, Melo's doing just fine in Charlotte, too.
You know what we should do, Cam? In 2 years, once we win 2 rings, trade Cat to the Pacers.
To the Pacers?
Yes.
For Halliburton?
Give me Halliburton.
Yeah, he wants out.
That backcourt would be disgusting.
Halliburton, and then you can get rid of Conley, too, for money purposes.
That would be disgusting.
It would be disgusting.
And then you have Jaden at your 3. Mm-hmm. And then, I don't really know.
Rudy and Nas.
Oh, yeah, you have Nas. I forgot about Nas.
Dude, Nas just comes out of nowhere and just wrecks shit up.
We would be unreal. We're going to be unreal. This team is built for success.
We would be unreal. Thank you to Unreal Co. for sponsoring today's episode.
No.
Wish. So you got. Sorry, I don't mean to go off topic.
I knew you were gonna.
You got the zipper, right, for the whiteout?
It's tough. I like it.
Yeah. Bryson got one, too.
He got the zip?
No, he got the hoodie.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I got him the throwback and jersey, too.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know.
If I were to get a jersey, I mean, I think one would have to be and, of course. The other one I think would be Nas. I think Nas is a fun one to have, too. Jaden is an underlooked one for sure. But
Cat,
Cat's going to be one that you can wear forever.
I might buy a Cat Black Trees jersey when they used to wear them.
Yeah. Just
because the Black Trees is my favorite jersey of all time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's something I don't know. Got like 2 more years left, and then I'm done buying jerseys, so I got to make them count while I can.
Yeah, we're going to have to stock up and make sure we pick our players right.
You can always burn them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or you get them signed and then frame them. And then they'll sit in your man cave for however long. I mean, because you look at it like the Vikings, Addison's a pretty strong one to get, I would say. Pace, when he goes to 0, that's going to be a great seller right there.
Yeah, you think.
I mean, Jefferson's going to be one you can hold on to forever. Kirk, I think, would be a good one to have, I'd say.
I have one.
Kirk's a solid one to have. Harry's a good one to have.
I have that one, too.
Darisaul's a fun one.
I have that one, too.
Ty Chandler? The problem is running backs are
That's
very
the thing,
replaceable.
though. I have a Cook jersey. I have a Cook 33 jersey, color rush.
Yeah, that's solid.
But he switches number. I'm like, when he switches number, the amount of people that have Dalvin Cook 4 jersey, I'm like, why would you when the new regime came, I kind of knew he was on shorter leash, and it's like, why would you buy it?
Yeah.
And now you look back and you're like, and there's a lot of people that still buy Fanatics jerseys, which blow my mind.
Yeah.
I legitimately do not care where I get my jerseys from.
Yeah.
If they're $30, they're $30. I'll wear a $30 jersey and not have a problem with it. I'm not going to go on Fanatics and buy a $145 jersey and then pay $15 for shipping for the guy to be gone in 2 years.
Yeah. I have a 33 jersey. It's just not Cook, and nor does he get on the field.
he sold his opportunity. Actually, we can't go back into the Vikings rabbit hole. We have to finish the Wolves. And then we have to go to the Wild for the brief 5 minutes.
For the brief 5 seconds. Yeah.
I don't know. You just got to let it ride.
Yeah, no, the Wolves, I think entering the new year, I got to do a better job of making sure to watch the games and just soak it all in, because I think this
is the time. You just have to watch them, because this team is so special. They find a way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Kings. The Kings try to come back. We didn't even have Cat. We're that good.
Yeah.
One of our superstars is out. We're that good. We still win.
Yeah.
Usually when you're like a Minnesota sports fan, one of your stars is out, you might as well not even watch the game. Mm-hmm. Like ever since Kirk got hurt, we shouldn't watch Viking games anymore.
We shouldn't.
We know the outcome.
Just look on Twitter, and the first tweet you see will tell everything.
Oh, yeah. It will be. It will be like where the Vikings would be with Kirk, or why is his team so bad.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Let's switch over to the hockey team. The hockey team is on fire right now.
Really?
They're starting to pick it up now. Marco Rossi and Brock Faber. Cole Calder, please. That'd be sweet. Marco Rossi's the center from Australia. Number 23.
He's number 23, yeah.
He's good.
Is he?
Brock Faber, you know who Brock Faber is.
Yeah, Faber's number 7, right?
Yep. He went to U. He's from Maple Grove, I think.
Yep.
He actually blew the Gower horn on Sunday when I was there. He? Yeah. I thought it was going to be Kirk, but it was Brock Faber, and Brock Faber got a big cheer. Kirill was also in attendance.
Kirill, nice.
I did not see either of them in person, though. That would have been sweet.
Do you have a Boldy jersey?
Yes, I do. I have a Boldy and Kaprizov jersey.
Okay.
Boldy's starting to score. Kaprizov's hot. They're starting to roll now. They're like I think they're 10-2 under Hines.
Okay.
Because we talked about Evanson getting fired, right?
Yep.
I found that out with Cameron Mansky driving to a Viking game, which we should have. When I heard that news, we should have just turned around and drove home.
Yeah.
We didn't even need to go to the game.
No.
We still did.
Still did, and someone telling me their life story with 3 minutes to go.
Do it all, Cam. This is off topic. I had that lady. I told you about this, right?
No.
Okay, so sorry about the Wild. Actually, let's finish up the Wild
Finish
first.
up the Wild, and then we'll.
So yeah, the Wild. I think the biggest thing with them right now is their superstars are finding ways to score, and the goaltending's back. It's just like the T-Wolves. You just gotta keep stacking them, stacking the wins. You find a way into the playoffs. But yeah, back to my story now.
Hold on. Is Andre Fleury mainly in the goal, or is it Gustafsson as well?
It's Gus.
It's Gus. Okay.
It's Gus, and then like they said, they're gonna start probably Gus like 60 games, and they're gonna start Fleury like 22 of them.
Okay.
Just because Fleury's not the guy he used to be.
I think my first, because I need to invest a little bit more into the Wild if I were to ever get a jersey. Because Austin's got a Faber jersey. He's got him. You got Boldy and Kirill. Like, Kirill would be very easy to go with. But, like, one guy I feel like Eriksson Ek would be a fun
That would be cool. I thought about getting his jersey.
Yeah.
Him or Rossi would be cool. But
Yeah.
Rossi, I don't know how good he's going to be. But if you really want to, you should just get a Fleury Wild jersey. Because Fleury's, like, the greatest goalie of all time.
Is he old?
Yeah.
He's 39, right?
Yeah, but he's, like, the greatest goalie of all time.
Oh, really?
So, like, him, you could get Gus. I could see getting a Marcus Foligno jersey.
Foligno.
That dude's a badass.
Really?
Yup.
Okay.
Or a Patty Marone jersey. He's only going to be here for 1 year, but those are one of the jerseys that it's just fun in 10 years to go to a Wild game and wear that jersey.
Sure.
And be like, I remember this guy? Yup.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean,
I would just honestly get a Kirill jersey just because he's the superstar. He's
Yeah.
one of the core four faces of Minnesota.
you got, and that's the thing. Is
How do you rank them?
Well, JJ is 1, Ant's 2. I would say after this last year, what's his? Oh boy, why am I blanking on his name? Right? Oh my god.
Are you thinking of who? No. Cam, are you serious? No.
I am blanking. It starts.
This guy played for the guy that's on my hat.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And he wears the GOAT's number.
Yeah, it starts with an R, right?
Yup.
Yep.
Louis C.
No, Royce Lewis. Sorry. Yeah.
Good God, Cam.
Yeah. Sorry.
Dude, Cam.
I don't even deserve his
They're putting
jersey
him at 3?
I don't know, because I don't watch much of the Wild. I don't know.
Wild? Cam, I'm going to get heated for this. Number 1, Royce Lewis right now.
Really? Okay.
Jettis has been hurt all year. Lewis showed up in the playoffs.
This year, or
We're talking current right now.
Current right now.
Lewis won. Right, look what he did in the postseason.
Okay, so it goes Lewis and JJ Kirill.
Yeah, actually, I put Kirill in front of JJ. You gotta think about it. Kirill's on fire right now.
Okay.
JJ's been hurt over half the year.
Yeah.
Just arguably Jetta's worst season in Minnesota.
Yeah. Which is weird to say because he still has 800 some yards.
I'm not saying that. I'm not coming out here and saying he's bad, but right now I think that's how you do it.
Right.
Lewis, Ant, Kirill, Jettas.
Maybe I don't deserve.
Last year Jettas was 1, and then it was Kirill, then it was Ant, then it was Lewis because Lewis was hurt.
Yeah. I got a Duran jersey. I don't need to get a Lewis jersey. Yeah. I love my Duran jersey.
I know you do.
Duran throwing heat.
Okay, so back to my story now.
Okay,
We've kind of gone everywhere here. It is currently 1:23 in the neighborhood. But yeah, so you bring up when we went to the Bears game, and you had the lady sitting next to you.
Yeah.
I had it worse.
Wow. Okay.
I had it worse, Cam.
Okay.
So the first half, I'm sitting in my seat, cheering. There's nobody next to me. Like, the 2 seats next to me are open. So it's awesome. Like, you get the leg room, get the time. And the guy next to me, I was talking to him. I love that guy. And the guys above me were nice. I was talking to him the whole game as well.
Yeah.
And then about halfway through the second quarter, or maybe it was the third quarter, the two people came that were sitting in the seats. Wow. It was bad.
Yeah?
I tell you, it was bad. It was bad. She wasn't even, like, watching the game, Cam. It was that bad. It was like, she came out and sat down, and she's like, well, we're going to be best friends now. I'm like, oh, shit. Here we go. Like, this is not going to be good. And, like, she's, like, having a life conversation with me, like, where I went to high school, how old I was and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I may or may not have been consuming a Vizzy hard seltzer.
And then proud sponsor of the Minnesota Twins, right?
Then, I don't know. And then she asked me how old I was, and I wasn't thinking to say 21. And then she, like, looks at me again. I'm like, I don't think it really matters. I'm with my dad.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those sporting events where they're like, nobody cares. Mm-hmm. And then she's asking me, like, where I go to college and stuff. I'm like, lady, I'm here for one reason. It's to watch the Viking game.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's a point, like, it's in, like, the third quarter. And she's like, if you're me and you're, like, sitting like this, she's like this. Like, she's like, I'm, like, trying to watch the game. And she's like this the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm like, lady, I'm in the lower bowl. I'm here to watch football and not give a shit what you say. And she just kept talking and kept talking. And then she's like, I'm a teacher. And I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, I went to Winona State. I'm like, okay. Oh. She's like, I student taught at the Crescent. How old were you in 2011? I'm like, lady, I was 7. She's like, I'm probably student taught you. And I was in the high school in 2011. I'm like, I told you I was 19. Just please do some common sense math. Like,
yeah.
I was 7 years old.
It's the elementary school.
I was in maybe first or second grade.
Yeah.
No idea. And then she just kept talking. And then, like, I pissed her off because with, like, 5 minutes left, I texted you two. I'm like, that's how we lose. Like, because it was over. With 5 minutes left, I knew it was over.
Right.
And, like, she looks at me, she goes, you have to have more faith. I'm like, lady, you're so drunk right now, you don't know what the score is. Yeah, dude, it was bad.
Oh, my God.
It was really bad. I was, like, literally, she wasn't even there for the game. I'm like, come on. Like, I'm here for one reason. Like, know your role.
That's crazy. That's crazy how she, like, actually in like our general area, she was here. That's funny that.
I don't know if she's lying or not because she was hammered.
Yeah.
Like, she was destroyed. Mm. And I was like, just let me watch the game, please. Right. Like, I get it. Like, you're trying to be nice. I was trying to be nice, but, like, I'm not here to have, like, she wanted to sit down and be like, hi.
Yeah.
Like that kind of conversation. I'm like, I'm not here for that. Like, if you're here for that, go join, like, a pottery class or something.
Right.
Like, don't spend, like, $300, $200 on seats and sit in the lower section and bug the hell out of me.
Yeah, because
I'm here to watch the Viking game.
It's expensive to be in the lower bowl. I mean, you didn't pay for yours. It was a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
But, like, still, I mean, you know, you're not down there that much, especially at our age.
No,
you know,
and you're here to watch the game.
Well, you might, but...
And I'm like, lady, I don't give a shit about anything to do with you. Right. I'm here to watch football. Like, I thought it was bad for you, but I tell you, this is 20 times worse, and it's not close.
I think it's because yours was more of a competitive game. Like, if we lost in ours, I would have been like, whatever. Because, like, it was a boring game from the start.
Well, yeah, I guess.
But, like, she was talking to me, and, like, I was telling, like, she asked me the same shit. She was like, where'd you go to high school? What do you do?
I'm like, yeah, cool. It's like, but this isn't the time or place. If me and you are sitting at the bar and having a couple of beers, watching the game, and they come up and talk to us, completely different scenario.
Right.
Where if you're at the game, like for me and you are, like for your instance, we're sitting there talking about the game, and then she kind of like slides in and just starts talking to you, and it's like, is it mean to be like, sorry, I'm watching the game, like I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like I almost said it to her. I'm like, I don't care.
Right. Like, that's the only way you're going to be able to get them off of you. You keep feeding what they want to hear, you know, they're just going to keep it going. You know, if you just simply say, like, hey, look, nice meeting you, but, like, we got really good seats here, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's try to enjoy the game.
But no, I'm telling you, like, also, she was turned to me, like, looking at me.
Yeah.
It's like, you just don't care.
Yeah.
Then why pay the money?
Right.
Watch the game at home.
Yeah, and like no offense to, it's just no offense to her.
Offense to her, I don't care. I'm never going to see that lady again in my life.
Yeah.
Like, it's the type of thing of, like, unless you go to games with people you know, you're never going to see those people again.
No, think about it. There's 66,000 people in that stadium who have different lives. You could have killed one of them in Fortnite. Mm-hmm. Think about it.
They have no idea.
They have no idea.
Like, you leave that stadium, you'll probably see maybe a handful of them, especially if you live up there.
But you won't know who they are because you're not going to go around and try to network with every single person in there.
But there's always those people. And then the other people that piss me off, a guy in front of me was wearing a Russell Wilson Broncos jersey. It's like unlimited diarrhea.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. It's like, why you pay money to go to another team's stadium to rep the team that's not?
No, and then there's a handful of Packer fans there too. It's what is the point of doing it? Mm-hmm. Like I just don't. Simply, it makes no sense to go pay money to a game, sit there, and not care.
Yeah.
Like if I would, for me though, I would go if let's say the Packers are playing the Jaguars. I'd go to the Packers game if I would ever do that. But I would Jets all day.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear a Vikings jersey.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
Yeah.
If you're going to be like a bystander fan, just wear regular clothes.
Yeah, I'd wear a black sweatshirt and, I don't know, that's it.
Jaguars hat that I own.
Or Jaguars. Oh, you do have a Jaguars
hat.
That's
right. I told you, I bought that thing when they were 2-11.
Or I'd wear
I'd
wear like a teal sweatshirt or something like that.
Yeah, going there in your Jets jersey and being like, yeah, go Vikes.
Yeah.
Like, what are you...
like
you're watching the scoreboard to see what your team's doing.
Like, you're down in, Miami for a vacation or something, and the Dolphins are playing. Like, you'll go, even if it's not a rival, I'll just go and, because I like stadiums a lot. I like going to different stadiums.
Same thing, yeah. But don't just... I just don't get that.
Yeah.
Like, if you're watching it on your phone, I guess maybe that's okay. Mm-hmm. But 9 times out of 10, they just show up and they're just watching the game.
Right.
It's like, don't... Like, even, for... That kind of makes me mad, too. Is like, the guy in the Russell Wilson jersey, it was, like, the whiteout. Like, wear white. Like, if you're buying tickets, it says it everywhere to wear white.
Yeah.
And then you got this moron wearing a yellow or orange unlimited diarrhea jersey.
Unlimited.
I love that they lost. Unlimited. Unlimited, Sean Payton. I hate you.
Yeah, I just don't get it. And it's annoying, but what can you do?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of one of those things where you're just like, whatever. They're an idiot.
I guess. But it's just hard to dissect.
Yeah.
Because you're like, really? Like, this is where we're going to now?
Yeah, because if you live in a different state, like if we lived in Denver and we go to a Broncos game, I can't imagine just showing up with my JJ jersey,
I would, That's the thing, though. It's like, we're planning on moving to the cities. Like, it's not like we're planning to move somewhere where we're not, like, our favorite teams aren't.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. If we would, let's say, hypothetically, we would, move to Miami, and I don't think I'd ever go to a game. Like, I just don't. Unless the Vikings are obviously...
Yeah, if the Vikings were there, or if you had if it was our bye weekend and the tickets were relatively cheap, I guess.
Like, NFL tickets aren't cheap. Baseball tickets I get.
Oh, yeah.
If we would live in Denver, I'd go to Rockies games all the time.
Yeah.
Because you can go into a baseball stadium and you buy a $5 ticket and you can eat concession food and not really care how much you spend because you pretty much walked in here for free.
Yeah.
Like, NFL games are different because they're expensive because there's only 8 to 9 games in that venue every year. That's what you're guaranteed.
Right.
So I don't get, if we would live in Miami or New York, I just wouldn't get going to a game. I guess, I think it would be different because if you moved to a city, I think you'd have, a soft spot for that team.
Sure.
I would instantly probably become my second favorite team unless we live in Diarrheaville, like Green Bay or Denver. I would never be a Denver Bronco fan, no. Saints fan, no. Eagles fan, no. Mm-hmm. Cowboys fan, no.
Yeah.
So many teams that I would never root for.
Right, an easy one could be if you went to Arizona or something like that, and the Cardinals at their lowest point, you could be like, I'll watch them, I guess.
But they'll never take over my team.
No,
Vikings will be number one forever.
Never.
I don't think it.
No, there's it's hard to envision having a second favorite team, but in the one of whatever chance you move, Like, I don't know if I'll ever leave Minnesota.
I don't think I will either.
But...
I mean, maybe when I'm retired.
Yeah, I mean, have a second home somewhere or something like that.
But I don't
get filthy, stinking rich.
I don't think the Minnesota sports will ever leave my life. Is that a good thing?
Wherever they go, I'll go. If they, for some reason, relocate...
If they would relocate, that's the time that I would consider changing.
Yeah.
That's the one time.
Yeah. Because
if you relocate, 9 times out of 10, you're changing your name. You're changing your colors. Mm-hmm. It's like it's not even the team anymore.
Yeah. And, I can confidently say that I don't think they will. I mean, I think they have the heart of...
U.S. Bank Stadium's going to be up for 40, 50-plus years.
Yeah, they got the heart of fans in Minnesota.
The one team I would say that's most likely to leave is the Timberwolves.
Oh.
You think about it, they're in the worst stadium out of all of them.
Yeah. Because, the Wild, you're not going to leave Minnesota. Minnesota's a state of hockey.
Well, that's what they thought when the North Stars left.
Yeah, I guess.
You got to think, money talks.
It's a business. All of them are.
That's the thing with everything is money talks.
Yeah.
So we don't know. In 20 years, this conversation could be completely different.
Could.
Because the Vikings could be worth $3 billion because they have 10 Super Bowl rings. We legitimately do not know.
Well, that means they would go down. And the Vikings are worth $4 billion, I believe. 4.5. I think when you take over for the team, it might be 10.
Yeah, then you're going to be my co-guy. We're going to be the Wolves, but better.
Yeah. That's the thing I don't understand. And I don't know if you're going to keep going off of that.
No.
I don't know if the Wolves are even that big of football people, if I'm being honest with you.
I don't know.
They don't
Dude, that's the thing,
it.
though. If we'd own the Vikings, it would be crazy.
Yeah.
It would be legitimately crazy.
Because you got owners who actually, care about... I could be wrong about the Wolves.
If you think about it, Mark Cuban...
Mark Cuban loves basketball.
Even though he sold his stake in the Mavericks now. But, I would be... Obviously, if we were owners of a team, that would be us. I would... If we would own, the Twins, I'd go to, every home game.
Yeah. Another one's Rodriguez, owning the Wolves. Mm-hmm. He's been in the sports business world, so he knows how that works.
I would just view it as, a super fan, pretty much.
Yeah.
That owns it.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the biggest dream of mine.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Oh, being an owner?
The Vikings?
I mean, mine. See, it'd be fun to be a GM for sure. I've always I'm big around the draft.
I know. I would rather own the team though, because GMs you have 3 years. If you aren't producing in 3 years, you're fired, and that's it. Yeah. That could be your a lot of GMs you don't see them again. Mm-hmm. Once Quasey gets fired, if he gets fired, you might never see him again.
Nobody scooped up Rick.
Exactly. You just kind of fall off the face of the earth.
Now I think Rick went to TV, but
yeah, he's a moron. He just got unbelievably dumb now.
Really?
Yes.
He still talks about the Vikings. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like he misses being a part of this team. Yeah, of course he does.
If you think about it, I don't care. I think we have the best fan base in sports.
Oh, yeah.
If you go on Twitter and stuff, when the people say, the Chiefs and all those teams have it the hardest, I'm like, if you would be a Viking fan for 3 years, you would never watch football again.
No, you couldn't do it. It's very dehumanizing.
It's literally like getting kicked in the genitals every week.
Repeatedly.
And then coming back every week to do it again.
Yeah.
It's literally almost like getting shot too, and then coming back up, recharging, getting shot again every single week. Even if you win, something bad happens.
What I gotta say, like Green Bay. What I gotta say back towards Rick, what Rick will always have going for him, he will always have, and the reason why him being fired wasn't that big of a deal to him is because he was the one who picked Justin Jefferson. And AP. His first draft was AP.
But then you go back, and he's always picked Christian Ponder.
Yeah, he picked Christian. He's reached on Christian Ponder. He failed on Matt Khalil.
He might have reached on Patterson.
He traded for Patterson. That's for sure.
Traded Percy Harvin in his prime.
Yeah.
You can't. I think that's the thing with GMs is the drafting. You can't solely look at that because he picked Jefferson, but if you watch the Zoom call video, Zimmer's just excited as Spielman is. Everybody's just excited as for him as he is. Like, I think the GM part is more. It's more like when you pick a guy, it's more of like this year when Addison was on the board. I think it was more KO than Quasey.
Yeah,
because Quasey's probably like, let's trade back to the 5th round for 16 7th-round picks.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I think. It's more of a collab than just him by himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Rick, Zimmer had a lot of say in the picks. I mean, I think Mike Hughes was a huge Zimmer.
I think a lot of picks were more Zimmer's.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Mike Hughes was definitely a big Zimmer pick.
Like Anthony Barr, he was good. Like, he is good still, but I never heard of him when we picked him.
I didn't either. And then you look at guys like Bradbury must have been a hard one for Zimmer to have to pick, but it was a necessity.
And he isn't good.
He's not bad, but he's a more athletic center that isn't as big as the rest. I mean, he's just as big as Jason Kelce.
I want Creed Humphrey so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. Tyler Linderbaum. I mean, I don't know. You know, that's the thing. You look at other teams and they draft so well. The Niners draft well. The Ravens draft well.
And that's the biggest question mark right now. Is right now, 2 years into Quasey's regime, we don't know what he's good at.
No.
We don't know what he's good. And right now, tending towards bad is drafting.
Yeah. You look at how he, because I'll always, as much as I hate the Eagles, I'll idolize Howie Roseman so much because of how well that guy drafts. He drafts champions. He drafted a whole Georgia roster. He drafted Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Keely Ringo.
Keely Ringo hasn't done anything.
You got to pick.
Picked up Shaq Leonard.
You got to pick yesterday.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he sealed the game with the pick. And then they also got Nakobe Dean. They got all these. And then Nolan Smith later in the round. I mean, this guy knows how to draft. And then he knows how to make the moves to get other assets. Like that Saints trade that he had. I think it was.
What was that trade?
So they had 16. They traded 16 and 19 to the Saints for 18 and a future first. And then they traded 18 to the Titans for A.J. Brown. And then they had the pick, it was 10 this year, and it was the Saints pick, and they traded up one spot to take Jalen Carter. I mean, the dude's a genius. I'm sorry, but I know I hate him, but I definitely respect him because of how well he does building a team. I mean, he took Jalen Hurts a few years after Carson Wentz, led the Eagles to the playoffs and then got hurt.
I mean, you think about that. Like, that's not that big because picking a quarterback in the second round is not that big a gamble.
I mean, no, but it is. You do put pressure on the starter to get his ish together.
But once Carson Wentz got hurt, he was never the same.
No, he wasn't.
Everybody's seen
and
that.
Then he was able to trade Carson Wentz for a first-round pick.
Oh, yeah, that's right, to the Colts.
Yeah.
But that's when the Colts GM was a dumbass.
Right, and they were desperate, too. I don't know what they used the pick on, but you look at that defense. He got Slay when he needed to. He got Bradbury when he needed to.
But that's the thing, though. This is the biggest question to me with that. So he's good. Like the guy from the Niners, Lynch, is good. Mm-hmm. How can they afford all of this when the Vikings can barely afford what they can afford? Because right now, if you look, the Vikings are right at the cap. The Eagles are right at the cap.
Yeah. I
get rookie contracts and stuff. But how is the Vikings so much worse on paper than the Eagles?
Because the Eagles have a lot of guys.
How do they afford? Because Darius Slay and Bradbury alone and Kevin Byard cannot be making close to league minimum.
No, I mean, but it's probably a lot of Byron Murphy contracts. I think they spend more on the defensive side than the offense. Because you look at their skill players. They're not paying DeAndre Swift anything. Devontae's still on his rookie contract.
A.J. Brown's probably the fourth highest paid receiver in the league.
Brown got paid. Hurts got paid.
Kelsey's got to be paid.
Got a little bit.
False start Lane Johnson's got to get paid.
But then they got guys. They got Lane Johnson there. They got Jordan Matalia or whatever. Landon Dickerson is a rookie on a rookie contract. And then they got somebody else there as well. I mean, they just know what to do, and they always build the trenches. That's the thing, is that they always pick trenches every single year, so they have somebody to step up.
We don't do that.
Because when Fletcher Cox got older, they had somebody ready. They had Jordan Davis ready. They had Jalen Carter ready to go. Derek Barnett's gone. Yeah, Derek Barnett's gone. Brandon Graham is gone. But they have Nolan.
Brandon Graham's not.
Is he not gone?
No, he's still there.
Okay, well, when he does go, they got Nolan Smith ready to go. They got Hassan Reddick, who they got for cheap.
Can we stop talking about the Eagles?
I know. I'm just
sorry.
Saying,
I just hate Philly.
I'm just saying, if Quasey's watching, he should.
Quasey's dumb. Quasey doesn't know how to. Like, I don't think. Like, do you think the first 2 years of their regime, do you see a legit plan in place?
No, I don't really know what they're doing. I think they're trying to. It's a competitive rebuild.
I get that, but like, there's not. If you look, there's not a legit plan. Like, there's just not.
But right now, you have too good of a team to rebuild. That's the thing.
Not really. The defensive side.
The defense is fine, but you got guys on offense like JJ and TJ who are they're right in their prime right now.
I know, but
and you got to go win.
You have to go out like this offseason. What is it? Like, we need more offensive line help.
Yeah.
You need defensive line help. You need another wide receiver.
Yeah.
You need a new kicker.
Well, you don't need another wide receiver.
Hey, dude, KJ's gone.
Powell.
True. I love Powell.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, again, I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk about them all the time. Or even the Niners. The Niners have 2 solid receivers. You only need 2 solid ones and a good tight end. Deebo, Ayuk. You're going to call Ray a good 3?
I guess they don't. But they have Deebo Samuel can do it all.
Yeah, JJ can do it all.
You think JJ can run the ball like Deebo?
No, but Powell can.
I guess.
And you got TJ. I mean, you look at our offense. Kirk's better than Brock Purdy by miles. Mm-hmm. You know,
they're running back clear.
But they got McCaffrey. You know,
their offensive line is better than our.
But we got TC. Line. TC can mold into some pretty great.
I know, but they're gonna give him a chance?
I don't know.
That's the biggest thing is you got to give him a chance. I don't think they're planning on it.
Because
it took a Madison injury for him to play.
Yeah.
And then now we see what we've been saying all along is he's good. You don't have to pay a running back. And yet again, they went last offseason. I don't care how much it is. They re-signed Madison.
Yeah.
And Chandler's just sitting there on his rookie contract.
Yeah.
If you're true about shedding contracts and paying premium positions, premium money, you don't have to pay a running back in this league anymore.
Yeah.
So you could cut Madison.
Right. You won't get anything. You won't get anything from it. But
sign Akers and but Chandler, and have Kincaid be the third running back next year.
Yeah.
That's all pretty much free.
Yeah. The thing about it with building a team here is the difference between us and Philly and
we
the
do
Niners.
It backwards.
We don't. We look at our skill players rather than the guys up front.
Mm-hmm. That's how it's always. It's not even this regime. That's how it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
you go back with Rick. He despised building an offensive line.
It's not the sexy pick. It's not the sexy pick at 15 to go in there and be like offensive guard, defensive lineman. It's not the hard hitting ball hawk safety that's going to come down and destroy somebody, or the shutdown corner, or the 1,000-yard receiver rookie year. Like. Now, I think this year, last year you had your sexy pick. This year you have to pick a need, like a legit need.
Right.
Whether if you don't want to re-sign Kirk and that has to be a quarterback or a guard. Because Ed Ingram, he's good, but he's not as good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dalton Risner's a free agent.
You got to sign him, too. He's playing excellent as well.
You could pick a new center. You could pick anything on the defensive line.
Yeah.
Especially with the DJ Wanham injury.
Why do you think the 2017 defense was the best we've ever seen? It's because they had Linval Joseph in the middle blowing shit up.
And they had depth.
They had Everson, Tom Johnson, Brian Robinson.
This year it doesn't seem like the defensive line rotation is as good.
Yeah, and they just had playmakers at every level. You had Barr and Kendricks in the middle, and you had Xavier, Trey, Harry, Sendejo.
Sendejo, white corner or white defensive backs.
Yeah, I mean you had everybody at each level, but the weakness on defense is the defensive line. You have great pressure from Daniil and DJ, but you got nothing up the middle.
No, you don't. And that's the thing. It seems like watching the Lions game. Granted, all they do is they throw 5-yard outs. Like, that's not hard.
Well, they did that because they were expecting pressure from
I know
Flores.
They're just taking what they're given, but it's after a certain time, Flores just needs to know what they're gonna do. Mm-hmm. And it seems like they were always open, and we got no pressure. It's like, what are you possibly drawing up here if you're not getting pressure, and they still have guys open?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I think they got to really take a good look. And I don't want to lose Jefferson, but if it does take having to completely rebuild, then you
can't completely rebuild now, though.
No, you can't.
You just signed TJ. Mm-hmm. I think we'll really realize what the identity and what they're planning to do is with this Kirk conversation.
Yeah,
like the contract. We come back to this, but this is really the identity set. Like what they're gonna do if they don't re-sign Kirk, I think they're leaning towards more of a rebuild.
Yeah,
because a Kirk re-sign would be more of a win now move, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because a rookie quarterback, no expectations.
It's gonna take time.
You can't, and is Jefferson going to be open to 2-3 years of not competing?
Yeah,
he keeps coming back and saying he wants Kirk back.
Right. The thing is that the Vikings don't have that time right now to trust in Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix or J.J. McCarthy. But they don't have time to be able to wait on them to develop because they got guys who are already in their prime and they're in win-now mode. I mean, that only makes sense if you traded TJ, traded JJ, traded, whoever. But the problem is that the Vikings are never going to be that team that is so bad.
Nope.
To get a top 5
You
pick.
don't have to be that bad to pick a quarterback.
Look at the Chiefs.
Yep.
Traded from 27 to 10. 3 firsts, but they got arguably one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Well, he's been playing like dog shit lately.
And I hate him. He's a baby.
Yeah, but the raw talent that guy...
The Bills traded up and took a gamble on Josh Allen.
Yeah, who went to Wyoming.
He's not good, but he's not bad.
No, he is he's the guy that keeps that team together. He is he's probably the most valuable guy on that team.
And that's the thing, like, that just brings it back is when you pick Jaron Hall and you don't give him a chance. Mm-hmm. You don't know what you're seeing in him. You re-sign Kirk and Jaron Hall is there in 2 years, but Jaron Hall would be 28.
Yeah, Jaron's going to be late. He's going to be right in his prime. Now, quarterbacks can play till their 40s, but, he's not going to have that same mobilization.
That's the same argument for Kirk is we still have 5 years of Kirk left.
You would think that, but the problem is we don't know how much this Achilles injury is going to affect his ability to...
That's all you need to do is you pick or re-sign Kirk and pick an offensive lineman in the first round.
Yeah, you have to make an emphasis to make sure that it was a non-contact injury, but you have to make sure that doesn't happen again. Oh. Because Kirk got hit the most last year, and it happened again this year. Mm-hmm. He got hit a lot. Yeah, you got to figure out ways to keep your guy protected. That's why Tom Brady was so successful in New England. They always had people protecting him.
Tom Brady also went in there and said, I want this. I don't want the most money. I want to win.
Yeah, and I hope Kirk understands that. It'd suck if he didn't.
I think he will, though, because you got to think about it. He's 35 now, turning 36, or 34, turning 35.
He'll be 35, turning 36.
You only get 15 years in the NFL. Not even.
You get, on average, if you're lucky, 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm. And I think after a certain time, he's got to just look in the mirror and be like, where else am I going to go to have this offense that I'm in?
Kirk's going to be in his 13th, 14th year next year. It's
insane to think.
Yeah, and it's going to be... He knows his window's closing. We've talked about this many times before. Your superstar receiver wants you back, and the Vikings also want him to stay.
And it's not like Addison doesn't want him back either. TJ they all want him back.
They all want him back. He's such a great leader and such a great guy in the locker room, and he gives you the best opportunity to win. It's written on the board, but Kwesi looks at it kind of like, doesn't take the obvious route sometimes.
This is kind of off topic, but it's not. If I would have told you, 4 years ago that we would both want Kirk back really bad, you would have laughed.
No, yeah.
Anybody would have laughed.
Right. It took time, and it took realization to realize that Kirk never had a good defense to work with.
No, and now if Flores is back next year, we make the right offseason moves. Let's run this shit.
That's the thing, because we looked at it this year. We thought, this is our year. It's a tough schedule, but we have such...
We knew all along, and then it just took a Kirk injury to kind of mess it all up.
Yeah, and everything went off the road and things. I mean, you look back and reflect on the year of everybody had to get hurt, of course, at some point. When the Vikings were about to get an advantage, something happened. you get back to 4-4, but Kirk pops his Achilles.
JJ was out all year, pretty much.
Yeah.
The heart of the schedule, he's out.
Dobbs finally gets some recognition, plays like shit. Nick Mullins, closest thing you can get to Kirk. Yes,
I will say, I don't know about you. I never thought Dobbs was going to be this good at that time. I never knew he was going to be good. Because like I said, I was at the Saints game. I think I texted you. I'm like, the second half, it just showed why he was so bad.
It also was a combination of KOC taking his foot off the gas, yeah. But a lot of people are like, yep, honestly, don't sign Kirk, sign Dobbs. And I thought, okay, maybe we are one of the dumbest organizations. It was Twitter, of course.
Well, Bryson wanted it, too.
Yeah, I thought there's no way in hell that Dobbs is going to be the guy going forward.
No.
He's not, and KOC loves his pocket passers, and it isn't Dobbs. And the closest thing that he needed was Mullins. And you actually think about it, how well Joe Flacco's playing in Cleveland right now.
Could have had him.
Could have, but I get it. You want to go out and get somebody who's a little younger, and who knows.
You had the younger guy.
Right, we did have the younger guy. But
if you realize it, why make that trade? Just run with Jaren Hall, because that's what it is now.
Yeah, well,
we flipped the pick. That's not that big a deal, but right now, your two quarterbacks you're debating are Jaren Hall or Nick Mullins.
Well,
they've been here all year.
You had to make the trade for somebody because Hall got hurt, then you got nobody else. So
True. Cam Akers.
And then Akers got hurt. Yeah, I don't know. You had to get somebody, but you think about it from the start. KOC should have stayed the same route with what he had, and who knew that Joe Flacco was going to be able to lead the Browns? Almost. They're still a number 1 seed contention. I think Baltimore is going to get it, but the Browns are good. They have a really good defense.
Yeah, better than us. Everybody's better than us.
Yeah, but at the same time, I get it. You wanted to go out and get a guy who, I don't know what they saw in Dobbs, I guess.
I don't either.
I wasn't mad with it.
He beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, he beat the Cowboys. He showed flashes. I felt bad for the guy because KOC tried to turn him into something he wasn't. And it's, you live and you learn. He had 2 games of the Pasternaut. We were on top of the world with him.
And then the Denver game.
And then the Denver game happened. I said, I wonder how well this dude's going to play in prime time when the lights are on him and everybody's watching.
Every time the Vikings play and they have something special, it crumbles in prime time. 9 times out of 10.
But then you see Kirk play against Philly in prime time, and it didn't faze him at all.
Or the Niners.
Without JJ.
The Niners game, that's probably Kirk's best game in purple.
Yeah.
Or the Packer game.
Yeah.
If Kirk doesn't get hurt in the Packer game, he was dicing them all.
Yeah, we could beat the Packers by a little bit more if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But,
without 18 too.
Right.
Baby boy couldn't do anything that day.
No. So it sucks. You could play the what-if game however long you'd like. But
I know.
At the end of the day, he got hurt. And, I'm very surprised that we're in this position to be able to maybe make the playoffs.
Hopefully not.
If we're being completely honest, at 4-4, you're thinking, damn, April's far away. But
I think that 4-4 conversation was different this year because you just lost your franchise quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
I think if Kirk doesn't get hurt, you're at 4-4. You're like, this is a winnable division. But where we were after the Packer game, we had no idea who was going to play quarterback next week. Essentially, because we didn't know we were going to get out of Jaren Hall.
Right.
And we didn't know who the backer was going to be. Like you said, we had to go get somebody. So I think there was, this year, the 4-4 was completely different. Because 4-4, every other time, you're like, we still got a chance to make the playoffs.
Oh, it's still early in the season.
But for us, we were sitting there like, they're going to call Cam to play quarterback next week, or what are they going to do?
I know. I would have. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you look at it, after that Packers game, you go into Atlanta, you win with Kirk. You go into New Orleans.
I honestly, legitly do not see a loss if Kirk is on this team.
No.
I legitly.
No. Kirk was...
Because the next when Jenners would have come back, the offense would have been clicking even better.
Oh, yeah. And then the defense was starting to come together. And
the defense wouldn't have to be playing as much superhero ball as they've had to the last several weeks.
Yeah. Would there been struggles? Absolutely.
Yes.
We
probably would have lost the game, but I'm just saying it would be a completely different story.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the mobilization of Kirk and Dobbs, and you're like, yeah, well, the plays that Dobbs made, sure, it got us out of pretty tight situations. But I don't think we would have ever been in those situations if Kirk played.
True.
You drive down the field so many times with those offensive weapons that you have, you're not going to get in that situation.
True.
So, right now, looking at the fact that we'd be, I mean, what are we right now? 7-8. I'd say a solid 11-4, 10-5 maybe.
With a division crown.
Yeah, you beat Detroit because of how horrible and overrated they are. You go into Green Bay and.
But don't tell Detroit Lions Twitter that, because they've been good for 1 year, and now
Yeah.
they're the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, you can play the what-if game, but you truly think about it, like, nobody knew who the MVP was up until Lamar and Brock played last night. And clearly, it's Lamar Jackson and Christian McCaffrey who are the guys who are... Wow. What a game.
Cole Kramer. Let's go.
Oh!
Nick Mullins plays for the Gophers now, too, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where you look at it, and, if Kirk was here, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different season, and Kirk and Lamar are the guys who are fighting for that MVP.
Kirk clears.
The way that Kirk started off this year, it's hard to say that he wouldn't have just continued to dominate.
Why are we kicking a field goal?
Because
Go for it.
conservative.
KO? KO? What?
KO, is that you?
PJ or KO, I can't tell.
He's on the phone with PJ. He missed it?
No, he didn't.
I was going to say, Kesich does not miss. Dragan Kesich does not miss. He was a special teams player of the year for the Big Ten, I think.
Let's go. Lefty from Australia.
Yeah, he's got a big leg.
All right, you think we should wrap this one up?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've been going for about an hour and maybe a half.
Hey, let's look.
Yeah, I'm going to guess an hour and like 20 minutes. It might be hard to tell. I really hope it didn't stop also. It didn't stop, right? Okay, good. It's like we've been talking for
1 hour and 37 minutes. It's our longest podcast.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
We'll see you next week at some point.
Yeah.
Me and Cam might be going to the game on Sunday.
Could be.
It's kind of an every week scenario for us.
Mm-hmm.
I need one more for the over-under, so that's a reason I kind of want to go still. But not for the ticket prices right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend $200 and some just in the top section.
And watch Nick Mullins throw it to KJ Osborne all day.
Or Jaron Hall throw bombs to Jefferson.
Jaron Hall plays, we're going.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying.
And I can buy a Jaron Hall jersey.
Yeah, after that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Until next time, this is episode 19. You can follow us on social media where we give reactions. We haven't really been doing many clips lately.
We have not.
Bryson.
Or.
I
won't. It's the holidays. I'll be nice.
On social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, at Bold North Sports or Bold North Sports Podcast. And, yeah, that's it.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.